Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit, first one of 2024. Happy New Year. All right, so you or someone are in removal proceedings or not in removal proceedings, but have committed some kind of drug offense, and you've heard something about this FFOA, Federal First Offenders Act. Well, let me shed some light on what it is and who it might help. First of all, the Federal First Offenders Act, in certain circumstances, in certain places, for certain possession of drug crimes, will allow these crimes essentially to be expunged and therefore and thereafter make you inadmissible. Make you admissible, okay, because you're currently inadmissible. However, it's become quite narrow over the years and doesn't apply to the majority of the country, and in essence will not help you if you're not living in this jurisdiction. So basically, if you're in the ninth jurisdiction, the Ninth Circuit, which, if you take where California, Oregon, Washington is, and slice that down, that would be the Ninth Circuit. And if you're not in there, then you of course would need confirmation of this, but pretty much the Federal First Offenders Act won't apply. But if you are there and you've committed a possession crime, now keep in mind that while it applies to drug crimes, it really only applies to possession of drug crimes. If you've committed crimes dealing with trafficking, manufacturing, selling, things like that, that not only doesn't apply to the Federal First Offenders Act, but it most likely would make you an aggravated felon, thereby, if you get deported, being deported for the rest of your life. So there's a big difference between just possession and possession for sale and so forth. So if you live in the Ninth Circuit, you have just a possession crime and for drugs, and this is your first one, then you are able, again under even more circumstances, but you are basically able to get that expunged if you've met all the requirements, and then argue that, number one, you shouldn't be inadmissible, you shouldn't be in removal proceedings, and this particular act makes it so essentially you get your free get out of jail card, and you're able to go on either winning removal proceedings or being able to get out of removal proceedings, or being able to adjust status, or whatever you happen to be doing, where you can show that under the Federal First Offenders Act you are not inadmissible. So you of course want to have an attorney draft the legal brief, because a lot of times you get adjudicators on the other side who either never heard of it, have no idea if it applies to you, or the second they see a possession crime, boom, they put you in removal proceedings, even if you're applying, for example, for adjustment, and you're going for an interview. Sometimes they even might be putting you in detention. So number one, if you think you might fall under this, have an attorney prepare what's necessary. But secondly, if you're going to an interview, have an attorney there. Well, they can't officially stop any detention. They can certainly explain why you might not fall under the removability statutes, therefore shouldn't be put in detention, and so forth. So that, in essence, is a nutshell of the Federal First Offenders Act, how it applies, where it applies, and what happens if you end up in removal proceedings. Okay.